Okay. Now that I just showed you what not to do when you're dealing with knives, always try to keep your hands free so you don't cut yourself. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, this is my samurai sword. This was from my father. And as I was saying, you know, some people think that they watch certain shows about zombies and they think, oh, I'm going to be a bad butt and I'm going to carry me a samurai sword. Yeah, well, it's not that easy to carry something like this. And if you do, it's very easy to hurt yourself with it. You have to be very careful. This is very sharp. And if you don't know how to use it, this could very easily be knocked out of your hand. Like somebody could just take something blunt and literally hit this part and knock it out of your hand. And then they have it to use on you. So don't use something you wouldn't want used on yourself. Anyway, you try not to let your weapons go in somebody else's hands. But, you know, this isn't something that I would really carry. Maybe in a zombie situation just because it kept distance, you know. But, I mean, you know, whatever. We're not doing zombies yet. We're not there yet. This, I probably wouldn't use this. This is like a bayonet. This is really old. And it goes like on the top of a gun. It's like old World War I, I think, maybe. Not sure. That's just old. Some of my other knives I have. This is my zombie knife. I don't know if you can see it really good, but I guess it'd help if I turn the light this way. It's got little skulls all over it. But this is very sharp also. Very, very sharp. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they have this right here, like when you're cutting something to keep the blood draining out. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert. Anyway, maybe I should just stop. This is my machete. It's rusted. It's yucky looking. But it will slice through some brush. If you need to make a trail, this is what you use. Because it will whack some weeds really good. I've used it in my yard even when I had a weed eater. So I like to use this on the brush where it gets a lot of little tangly, thicker brush around the ground. And you don't want to get it wrapped up in your weed eater. That's what that's for. Or if you're trying to like clear a campsite or cut down fruit from a tree, anything like that, that would be good for that. That's just in a little nylon. And we did the leather. We did the leather around the handle part because the handle had fell off where we had bought it from. I think we got it from like Tractor Supply or something, or maybe not Tractor Supply. I'm not sure. But anyway, we did the handle with the leather just so it would have a grip to it. Then you got your hatchet, you know what that's used for. Cutting down small trees, busting up firewood, things of that nature. Here's some of my knives up close. You got your little old-timer pocket knives. These are good for like cleaning out your fingernails or cutting an apple up or something, a little bit of fruit. Now, stuff like this, something like that's probably going to be good for maybe skinning a fish or making a clean cut on something. Other stuff like this is just like little fillet knives. And here's a good idea for somebody who has a handle of a knife that's missing. Believe it or not, the handle on this is plastic butter bowls cut into strips and melted as a handle. And it looks like bone or something, doesn't it? It looks like it's made from an antler or from bone. And it's Made from butterball. Imagine that. It's pretty innovative. You know, rednecks, they find something, a way to fix anything when they need to. They'll make it work somehow or another. Just another little fillet knife. Not much. This is another one of my favorite knives because it's very sturdy. Very sharp. Now this would probably be good like for cleaning an animal because it's extremely sharp. And it has, this is like a stabbing type knife though, because it's got the pointed edge on both sides. But I love that knife too. That one could do some damage. Now this, I'm not sure what you would use this for. This is a homemade knife made with an antler or something, I think it was made with an antler. And it needs to be sharpened too because it's not great. Not sure what that one is. Then you got your little pocket knives. And I love these. I carry these everywhere. It's got the little thing in case you need to bust a window. And it's got the little hook razor in case you need to slice something open. It's got your little flip up. That knife's pretty sharp too. But this kind is my absolute favorite. They make these in all different styles. Love this thing. Flips open just as quick as you need it to. And it's extremely sharp, which is a good thing. Next weapon, you have Chinese throwing stars. Now, this isn't something you see very, oh God, don't let me slice myself. Chill out, Jennifer. Okay, this is stuff that is very dangerous, and if I don't hold it the right way, I'll end up slicing my finger off again. The edges of these are like straight razor blades, and if you haven't practiced with these to throw them, you can hurt yourself really bad if you do not know how to throw these things. And you can hurt somebody by throwing them and it bouncing off if it doesn't stick in the right way. So you definitely need to get practice on these before you use these as a weapon. I basically got it just to practice with some. And I think I had cut my hand a little bit when I first did it. So I learned really quick how to throw it and how not to throw it. But I have a whole pouch of these and they can be hooked onto your belt. And it's got a whole lineup of them. Spot for 4. Okay, next weapon. Lighting. This is a very good tactical flashlight. It's very heavy. It's like an old school police light. And, well, let me figure it out. Hold on. No, that's the other one. Okay, never mind. My other one has where you can make the light brighter. You'll want a small one to keep in your bag, but you'll want a big one for when if you're ever out in the woods and it's really dark and there's no full moon to shine a light on your path. It gets scary really quick. You start hearing noises and you can't see where the noises are coming from. You're going to want something that lights up the dark. That's a good one. Safety glasses. You definitely want to stay safe when you are working with knives, when you're chopping brush. An injury in a survival scenario can be life or death. A small injury can be life or death. Like you can, like I just did, I cut my thumb trying to open the knife like a dinghy. Okay, doing it with one hand. I knew better. But I was doing it, trying to accommodate what else I was doing. And I messed up. So, something learned. Another weapon. Toilet paper. You do not want to be without toilet paper. I'm telling you. That's the end of the roll, but it's for display purposes. Just so you can understand. Another weapon people may not think about that they have on hand. Alcohol or hairspray and a little lighter. That can make a big torch with the hairspray or a big quick fire with the rubbing alcohol. Just something to think about. Now, this is not a weapon, but this is something that I am getting ready to do for myself. I am going to, this is like one of those vests that you wear that you sweat in, but it's really tight fitting. And I'm going to sew some pockets on it in the front and the sides to use as like an undershirt to carry conceal when I eventually get my carry conceal license. I've already took the test one time and passed it, and I waited too long to go get my license, so I'm going to have to redo it again. But if things are going down and there's no law enforcement nearby, it really won't matter. Here is another weapon. It's a flute. This is only good for your mind and your lungs. And maybe your ears. Well, here's just a few things. And if you noticed, I did not include any guns in this. I will not be showing any of my guns. As far as I know at this point, I will not, just because Big Brother already knows what I have. Y'all don't need to know what I have. A gun is a gun. You might want to have a few of them on hand too, because if you're not used to these, you're going to need something with a little more oomph, as I say. And, oh, I forgot one thing. This is an important one. Very important. Switchblade. Ready? It's a comb. This is funny. Just thought I'd show that to you real quick. Anyway, guys, it's not much. Oh, here's two more of my sticks, too. These are also some more of my walking sticks. I wood burnt these and painted them. See if I can get them to stand up here. That's my stick. That's a good walking stick, too. And you could probably use the head of it to bop somebody if you needed to, but it's a little more, it's got a little more reverb to it, I guess you'd say. If you hit something with it, it kind of vibrates the whole stick. Whereas my big stick over there, if you hit something with that, it's not moving too much. It's striking. And then I have this stick also. This, I painted it, stained it, wood burn it. Made some little flowers and leaves going up it like ivy. Can't really see it good, but those are just walking sticks. And you don't have to paint your walking sticks, of course, obviously, but you know how women are. They like their decorative things. Can't help it. If I'm going to be out in the woods surviving, I want something pretty with me. I'm only playing. But that does really good when you're walking in the woods. And I have one for each of my family. I have different sizes, different styles. I've given some away. I've sold a few. But you know, you really, as far as selling them, I cannot get what it's worth out of it. Because people see it as a stick. And it's a stick. And nobody wants to spend a bunch of time decorating. But you would not believe how long it took. Each one of those scales are individual wood burns. And then I stained it, painted it, stained it again, painted it again, sealed it some more. I still got some stuff to do to its face because I was going to do some fangs on it and stuff. But, oh well. You get the gist. It's got a very pretty look to it. And the color changes from blue and purple and lighter green. But yeah, anyway, that's my conclusion of my wonderful video about weapons of choice. something else I wanted to throw on the end of that. Stuff like this. Okay. This is like something you could put a 1-liter bottle in to carry when you're hiking, which would make it kind of heavy, you know, but it could be used as that. Or thermoses or canteens, whatever you have that fits in here. You can use this, but you could also use it as an ammo holder. There's a lot of people who have shotguns, and if you use a shotgun when you're out, you want to be able to keep them dry and together and on hand when you need them, because shotgun, you don't have but a few shots, and then you're having to grab more bullets to reload. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have your bullets together. You can put all your shotgun shells in here, or whatever bullets, you know, that you have a lot of, and that's a good way to keep them dry and safe. Another thing that people don't really consider is Fanny Packs. And Fanny Packs, you think, oh, that's a thing of the 80s. That's been out of style. The 80s called and they want their fanny pack back, right? But seriously, if you're out in the woods hiking and you're trying to carry a bunch of supplies, you're not going to have 1,000 pockets and 1,000 hands. So you need ways to strap things onto you that's going to carry. And it's not going to be all backpacks. You can't fit 5 backpacks on one person's back. You need other ways to distribute the weight and your supplies that you're carrying. Something like this, you know, you could put a gun or a knife or food or whatever you needed in there and carry it around your hips. It's got a thing for your water bottles too. Now, it's even got the little side pockets to put stuff on the side too. Now, mind you, if you're walking and you're carrying this stuff, you probably are going to have this full and it's going to be bulky, and you might not want it strapped to your front. You could turn it around and carry it on the back side of you if you needed to. You know, just a thought. Just a thought. But call me bag lady. I've got a bunch of bags and I pack them. That's what I do. Y'all have a good one. Toodles.